Hi grade 10s, welcome to the lesson number 4 on laws of exponents. So on this lesson we only focus on challenges. So we're going to focus on the challenges that problems that are more complicated. For example, let's start with the first one. Let's say in an exam they ask you what is the value of, let's not say values, what is the value of let's say you are given 7 to the power x plus 2. What is the value of this if 7 to the x is equals to 2? So that's the question. What will be the value? So first thing first, remember we are given 7 to the x plus 2. We need to break this guy. We need to break up the 7 to the power x plus 2 to see what it consists of. So we can reverse the laws of exponent. Instead of adding the exponent, let's multiply. Remember, when the base are the same, we add the exponent. So we just reversed the law. Let me quickly write the law down. Remember, if I have a to the n times a to the m, I can write this as a to the n plus m. So I just reversed the law of exponent. Law number 1 of exponent. Okay, so far we know that 7 to the power x, this 7 to the power x is given as 2. So I'm just going to substitute that as 2. This will be 2 multiplied by 7 squared. So 7 squared is 49. So this will be 2 times 49. So when you punch this on the calculator, you will get 98. And that's it for this problem. Let's work on the next one. So this was the first one. Let's work on the next one. Let's say they ask you what is the value of 3 to the power x minus y if it is given that 3 to the x is equals to 8, and it's also given that 3 to the power y is equals to 2. Let's answer this question. Remember we are given 3 to the power what? 3 to the power x minus y. I know that this thing, look at the exponent. What is happening on the exponent? We are subtracting the exponent. This tells you that when we subtract the exponent, this is 3 to the power x over 3 to the power 1. We take the one on top, we subtract the one on bottom. So I can write this as a fraction. But now we know what is 3 to the power x. It's given as 8. I can substitute that as 8, and this is divided by 3 to the power 1 is given as 2. So 2 goes into 8 4 times, then your answer is just 4. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is nice. This is nice. You don't have to get this kind of questions wrong. So let's quickly go back to simplification, because there are some of the things that we need to discuss on simplification. Let's simplify 4 times 3 to the power x minus by we're going to minus 3 to the power x minus 1, and everything is divided by 11 times 3 to the power x plus 1. Let's quickly work on this one. Let's see what we get here. Remember, first thing first, we need to break up. So when you have this type of questions, this one, the reason we are going back to the exponents simplification is that I need to show you guys something. Look at this 3 and that 3. Both of them, they have x and x. So this tells you that you need to do what? You need to take out the common factor. So you need to break up what? Let's write this down. We're going to have this as 4 multiplied by 3 to the x. Then we minus, this will be, we need to break up that x minus 1. So this will be 3 to the x times 3 to the minus 1. When the base are the same, we add the exponent, which will give us x minus 1. Then on the bottom, we need to do the same. We need to break up that 3 to the x plus 1. So this will be 11 multiplied by 3 to the x times 3 to the power 1. So now you can see what I'm trying to do here. We have a common factor on top, which is 3 to the x. So each and every time you take out the common factor, where there's that 3 to the x, you replace that by 1. Let's quickly work on this. So what I'm trying to say, we're going to have the 3 to the x on top out as the common factor. Then I'll be left with 4 times 1, because where there's that 3 to the x, I need to put 1. Then let's minus this. This will be 1 multiplied by 3 to the power minus 1. Close the bracket, everything. I'm just gonna write this as 11 times 3 to the x times 3 to the minus 1. Look at this. I have a term on the numerator that is common to something on the denominator. You cancel those two guys. Then when you cancel them, you just have to remember they said without using a calculator. So we need to solve this equation step by step. So let's work on it. So the top part, I'm going to have 4, which is we're going to subtract 3 to the minus 1, and everything is divided by 11 times 3. So 11 times 3 is what? What do you get when you multiply the 2? Let's work the top part first. We can write the 3 to the power minus 1 as a positive exponent. So this will be 4 minus 1 over 3. Everything is divided by 11 times 3, that's 33. So let's work the top part first, because the 4, remember that the 4 we can write it as 4 over 1. Guys, I'm trying to take this step by step, step by step. So now when you understand how this works, I know that you will be jumping some of the steps because you'll be the master in this. But on my side, I need to explain every step so that you can understand how to work with numbers. So this is 4 over 1, we minus 1 over 3, and everything is divided by 33. So now I need to make the denominators the same on top. So I just have to multiply the 4 and the 3, and the 4 and the 1 by 3. I hope this makes sense, because the top part will give me 4 over 3 minus 1 over 3. And this is divided by what? 33. So let's continue to work on this. The top part, we can write it as 4 minus 1 over 3. And everything is divided by what? 33. Because now the 3, our denominators here are the same. These denominators are the same. So we can write it as one denominator. So now we are dividing. Okay, I think we made a very big mistake. Let's quickly work on that. 3 times 4 is 12. It's not 4. That will be 12. Let's quickly fix that, because remember we said 3 times 4. So this will be 12. So on top we're going to have 12 minus 1. Not 4 minus 1, but we're going to have 12 minus 1. Right, I know that you did see this mistake on your side. So this is 12 minus 1. The top part is just 11 over 3. This is divided by 33. Remember the 33 is over 1. So now let's continue working on this. 11 over 3. I'm going to change the division to multiplication. What happens if we change the division to multiplication? We multiply by what? The reciprocal. So the 33 over 1 becomes 1 over 33. So the top part is 11 times 1. When you row multiply, this is 11 divided by, this is 11 divided by 33 times 3, it's 99. And we know that 11 goes into 11 one time, and it goes into 99 9 times. And that's it. This is your answer. And that's it. This is your answer. Then when you have it like this, everything is good. Everything is good. So yeah, so now let's continue on this one so that we can start with exponential equations. Okay, so let's work on this problem. Let's say that you are given 5 to the power 2x multiplied by 5 to the power x plus 1, and we minus 6. So everything here is divided by 5 to the power x plus 1, and then we add 30. Guys, listen. So now each and every time you simplify whatever that you are simplifying, try to analyze the question, try to study and see what kind of expression is this. Look at this. I have to the power 2x and x with the same base. So if you have x, we know that x is half of 2x. So when you see this with the same base, when you see this with the same base, this is how you know that, you know what, this is a K method. Please, same base. So if you have the same base that one has to the power x and the other one has to the power 2x, just know that this is what? This is the K method. You need to use the K method. The K method will make everything to be easy for you. So now when you use the K method, you see that one that has the 2 to the power x, make sure that everything is to the power x. So I'm going to write this in this form. So I'm going to write this in this form. I'll say this is 5 to the power x, then take the 2 out, right? Take the 2 out, because remember, if you multiply this 2, you're going to get that 2x. I hope this makes sense, né? Okay, let's move. So from there, we're going to multiply this by 5 to the power. This one, you need to make sure that you break it, né? So this will be x times 5 to the power 1. Then we still have minus 6, and this is divided by 5 to the power x. Also break this guy and write it in that form. Remember, when the base are the same, we add the exponent. I'll keep on reminding you guys this laws. So if I have a to the n, which is multiplied by a to the m, we add the exponents. So when it's in this form, we can reverse the law. I hope this makes sense, né? I hope everyone is happy on that. So now we can look at this. I have 5x, 5x, 5 to the power x, 5 to the power x. I can let k to be equals to that 5 to the power x. So meaning that on the equation where there's 5 to the power x, we're going to put k. So what do we get on that? This will give us k, which is squared, because it's like saying what is inside the bracket is 5x, 5 to the power x, which we're going to substitute it as k. Then we multiply this by what? By I think we missed something. There's something that we need to fix on this equation. Now, please don't get confused. Look at what I'm going to do now. This here is plus. Now, so we're just gonna put plus there. So this will be, guys, I don't know why I keep making mistakes. Nah? I'm very sorry. So now this will be plus. Remember, where there's 5 to the power x, we put k. So this will be k times 5. So I'm going to, instead of saying k times 5, I'm going to write the number first, and then after we can write the variable. So we can write this as 5k. Then we minus 6. So now everything here is divided by k times 5. We still have plus 30. Okay, we still have plus 30. So this will be 5k. I'm going to write this as 5k plus 30. Right. Let's continue working on this guy now. So the top part, we have it as k squared plus 5k minus 6, and everything is divided by 5k plus 30. So what can we do? Can we factorize the top and the bottom part? Can we factorize this? Yes, we can factorize the top part. Let's open the two brackets, and this will be my k. this will be my k. So now the factors of 6 that when we add or subtract them, it's 6 and 5 because we need to have the middle term of 5. So it's 6 and 5, then we take the sign of the middle number, which is positive, we give it the bigger number. So this will be plus 6 and this will be minus 6. Then I need you to go back and revise on how to factorize quadratic equations. So let's divide everything now by 5k plus 30, but I can see that I have a common factor of 5. I'll take 5 out as a common factor. I'm left with 5 plus 6, because if we multiply out the bracket, this guy will take us back there. Okay, now I'm happy because I can see that I'm going somewhere. These two guys cancel. On top, what do we have? On top, we only left with k minus 1 over 5. Please, when you are solving this type of question, don't forget to substitute your k back on the equation. So where there's k, put that 5 to the x minus 1 divided by 5. So this is your final answer. This is your final answer. And that's it for this lesson. On the next lesson, we're going to work on exponential equations. Right, this will be one of the massive lessons on exponential equation. But before we start with exponential equation, we'll start working on one more example on the K method. So if you need that one more example on the K method and you are new to the channel, this is the first time you are watching this lesson, make sure that you hit the subscription button so that when we upload the next lesson, you'll be notified. Please make sure that you join the family. What we're going to do is that we'll make sure that you feel at home. And that's it for this lesson. See you guys on our next lesson.